And him and
Right.
his imprisoned stepfather Mutulu Shakur had come up with a plan for Tupac to pretend to be a gangster in order to appeal to gangs and politicize them.
Right.
It was part of his Black Panther extended family's work trying to do that, and Tupac was the most respected amongst all gang members. You know, that's who they looked up to.
Right.
So he got together Bloods and Crips truce leaders in Los Angeles to meet and shake hands and go by what Tupac and Mutulu had created, which was called the Code of Thug Life. And former Black Panther Jamal Joseph, who was Tupac's, he called Uncle Jamal, was a close friend with the Fane Shakurs and then became a Columbia University professor, head of the film department at Columbia University. Jamal Joseph said, that, and I have him on film saying this in my film, that the Code of Thug Life was a revolutionary document that was getting the Bloods and Crips to quell any violence in the community and to turn on to activism and create a safer, spot and all that. And Tupac was, getting that accepted by these gang leaders first throughout Los Angeles, then throughout California, and even spread throughout the United States to the point that the Latino Black Panthers, the Latin Kings, the Young
Mm.
Lords were the Latino Black version of the Black Panthers. They convinced the Latin King, the Latino group, the largest gang in New York City, to turn on to this movement and become politicized and stop drug dealing and turn on to activism based on Tupac and the Black Panther extended families movement. And so, meanwhile, while this was happening, the Death Row gets Tupac to join their group, to join their record label, um, and he ends up, writing. They get him when he's drunk and stoned to write the most negative lyrics he's ever written, and in that first album, that double album with them, and meanwhile, at death row, the head of security is
Reggie Wright.
Reggie Wright Jr. Okay, Reggie Wright Jr. was a police officer in Los Angeles,
Right.
police department, and before he headed, these the security for death row, and under him, a police whistleblower, a white police whistleblower who was the police detective and murder detective for the department found that dozens of his fellow police officers were working at all levels of death row records. And he asked his superiors, "What are they doing there?" And he said, "You can call them." His white, superiors said you can call them confidants or covert agents. Okay.
Mm.
Now, what's a covert agent? That's someone that does your bidding to, attack who you want them to attack and to create situations you want them to create. And so these covert agents were helping the real owner of Death Row Records, Dave Kenner, because
Dave Kenner, right? The lawyer. Mm.
he was the lawyer for Suge Knight, but he had formerly been the lawyer for I'm sorry,
Ricky
Michael
Ross.
Rio Harris, who
Oh,
was one of
Michael.
the two understudies and associates of Ricky Ross. Freeway Ricky Ross was shown by um, Gary Webb, the former the whistle, the journalist who was made famous with the news series, like one of the first viral kind of headline news series